What's going on, family? My beautiful people, welcome. It may be hard for y'all to see me, but I really just want y'all to hear me. I really want you to, sit down, soak up, and listen to me. Listen to what I gotta say. It's really important. I'm gonna tell you something that probably not a lot of people will tell you. A lot of you red pill dudes are, going out here looking for information. You're in relationships and, you're out here single and you want to skid around and sling dick like you're successful. Shout out to TK Kirkland. I was wrong. I was so wrong. And a lot of y'all are moving wrong. A lot of y'all are. You see, there's the Manoshphere and Redpill community. The Red Pill, obviously, you take the Red Pill and you understand the female nature. And if you're blue pill, you don't understand female nature and how it works and stuff like that. The Manosphere is, a group of men. We get together and we talk about the things that we go through. You got the Black Manosphere. We talk about black problems and the things that we go through as men and stuff like that. But you see, there's this collage of people in the Red Pill and Manosphere community that applaud men, that teach men, that show men how to go out and get a whole bunch of women. We make it cool to be the guy that got all the hoes. We got more hoes than we got clothes. We make it cool to do that. And it's this programming that we had since we are children, right? Growing up in high school, who could get a girlfriend first? How many numbers can you get? Have you kissed a girl yet? You know what I'm saying? We see these little innocent shows on TV. The little kid that get bullied and he's trying to get the girl to impress, and you know what I'm saying, like that. These are the small doorways that lead us to the path of destruction. Because, as we get older and more mature, we start to do more mature things, right? We see on these raps and music videos, shake that ass, fucking whole bunch of bitches. How many bitches I got under my belt? Tricking on hoes, right? And forgive me for the language, but I'm just trying to keep it real with y'all. Show y'all reality. There's an audience that understand me and hear me and know what I'm saying and know what I'm talking about. And that's who I'm talking to. I was wrong. I was wrong for, getting suited and booted and trying to be seen and trying to be heard by a whole bunch of women. How many numbers can I get? You know what I'm saying? How many numbers can I follow up with? How many I can bring to my house and have them lay with me and shit? See, I had to really sit down with myself, my mother passing, that's me sharing something a little personal. My mother passing, that made me realize, a lot of things in my life that I needed to clean up. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Like, I'm really, I don't know. I came from a lot. And what I mean, I came from a lot, like I built a lot from nothing. I built a lot from nothing. I really have. And one day I'm gonna be able to share my story with y'all, and I really want y'all to hear it one day. But I really built a lot from nothing. And I've abstained myself to get involved with certain things that I could have been involved with that have put me on top of the mark to the eyes of the public, right? But I said, no, I gotta keep my integrity, and I gotta keep my respect. There's respect from taking the narrow road and not being, the one to take the shortcut and shit. And I ain't saying I'm perfect. I've slipped up here and then, but for the most part, I really take pride in me taking the narrow way. and saying, hell no, you know, I'm gonna stay strict on code. I'm gonna stay on my square. But back to the topic, you see, a lot of guys don't understand the spiritual damage that we are doing to ourselves and others. The spiritual damage that we are doing to these women and the women that are doing upon us. We don't see that. There's a different side of it. Like we see the physical, and we get caught up with the physical because the shit feel good for a moment, right? But it's only a moment. But the shit feel good, you know, we get eager, we get dressed up for the cold and shit like that. And we sit out in the club 2, 3 in the morning trying to fall in some pussy. A lot of us has that problem. Walking around on the streets, looking for a brother, where the hoes at? Mind ain't on our purpose. We distracted. And you see, a lot of us, we see the physical, right? We see the physical woman. She look beautiful. We lay with her. We have sex with her. We can obviously know about the physical damage of STDs, HIV, gonorrhea, chlamydia, whatever else, right? We see all these physical damage that come a part of the game, but we never talk about the spiritual side of it. There's a spiritual side of damage that we all are being afflicted upon when we engage in these things. And when I realized that I had to change my life, I had to turn my life around. You see, when I was a little boy, right, when I was in the 8th grade, I got saved. In the 8th grade, that's when I first got saved. Shout out to my boy T-Man. Used to play football together, right? And he would always invite me out to church in 7th grade. He'd always invite me out to church. I'll be like, I see if I let my dad let me go. I see if my dad let me go. And then in 8th grade that next year, I finally went. And I went there. I went there for the first time, went there for the second time, went there for the third time. And that's when I finally got saved. I dedicated my life to Jesus Christ and I gave him my soul. You know, a lot of people respected, you know, how I moved about myself. You know what I'm saying? I used to not cuss at all. I wouldn't look at women and, you know, that type of way at that time. And, you know, I was really on point with it. And I fell away when I got older and got out of high school. A whole bunch of shit happened. You know what I'm saying? And I fell out, right? And, you know, I was in this relationship. And after that relationship ended, because I tried to do everything in my power to make that relationship work. See, I grew up with my father, right? You know, he's not my biological father, but I call him dad, right? I call him my father. And I grew up with my father, watching my father trying to make a relationship work that wasn't going to work. And I love my mom. I love my mother. I really, really do. They both had their own issues. And I saw my father trying to do everything in his power to make their relationship work. Even after the divorce, he would go back and try to see her. He would always get drunk and call her randomly. Talk about, can you come see me? Can you come holler at me? Because he tried to do everything in his power to make it work. Because when my father grew up, right, he grew up with my dad and with his dad, my grandfather, and his mama. They stood by each other's side. It was a different time back then. Everybody wasn't getting divorced at that time. They, you know, it was respect and honorable to stay beside one another. You understand what I'm saying? So, me going back to me, I was trying my everything in my power to make a relationship work. And the shit didn't work. I exerted so much energy into this relationship that wasn't gonna work. And, you know, I was like, fuck it. Like, it was a point. I knew that the shit wasn't gonna work, but I kept going. I kept pushing. I kept trying everything. I went to counselor. I tried to do, like, I was trying to treat this shit like a marriage. Dumbass little boy. I was. But a lot of us do this from sightseeing. You know, we pick up shit from our parents and the people we hang around, from uncles and aunties, and you know, we get these generational curses upon us. But, you know, luckily and thankfully from, you know, Father God above, that didn't work out, because it turned out for the better. You know what I'm saying? And I don't regret anything. But I was wrong. A lot of the sleeping around and going and see different women, I was wrong. Because after that relationship, right, That's when it all started. Like, man, fuck relationship. What the fuck I'm gonna get a relationship for? Shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna be the nigga with a whole bunch of clothes, and I'm probably gonna have more hoes and clothes and different area codes. Do you dig me? That's gonna be me. And I came across Redpill community, right? It was first with the Hodge 10s. I believe I was the nigga that picked up on Redpill before any other nigga came across Redpill. I really feel like I do. Because it was the Hodge twins that was really giving the game out about women and how it was, you know, how the game went. And I followed them, then I ran across, you know, some other YouTube creators and more YouTube creators, and I began to get really, really deep in the game, and I became to get really, really dwelled and deep within the knowledge of, you know, the game that's given about the red pill, the game that's given about the manosphere, right? And you see, there's a lot of guys that pick up all this knowledge, they get mad and they sit in a bubble. It's called the red pill rage, or back in the time it used to be called MGTOW, men going their own way or some shit. I really didn't have that type of phase like that. I think I had red pill rage for a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? I wasn't the type of nigga to sit down and complain about women all day. I wanted to put some shit to action. You feel me? So the things that was given out, you know, the game that was given out, I took this shit in. Sometimes I would take notes. I would really literally get a notebook, pencil, paper, and write down, you know, some of the threads that I would get from the person that's giving the knowledge, right? And I would take this game and I would apply it out to the real world. I would go approach hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women, getting phone numbers, setting up my home in a certain way, setting up smells and aromas. That way it would be easier for the woman to fall under my trap, because it's all really a trap. But let's be honest, let's keep it real. You know, a lot of us are using manipulation. You know, back in the day, they used to call this grape. Used to call it grape, right? And they called it that, you know, not because a woman told you no, because you took it without the father's consent, with no marriage. Because women are very impressionable. They're easy. You can tell them something, you know, you say it with enough conviction and they hear you and they, you know, they'll follow suit. You know, and I learned this type of game and I applied it out to the real world. You understand what I'm saying? And I was so wrong to do this. Let me tell you how I was wrong. You see, there's this thing that happens. It's called a chain reaction, right? Where it's cause and effect. Where you do something, something else happens. Like if I stomp my foot down on my pedal right now, obviously the car's gonna go. If I'm in a room, right, and an empty room, and I stomp my foot on the ground, that's gonna cause an echo. And if I stomp it hard enough, my neighbors below me might be able to hear me. You understand what I'm saying? If I stop it even hard enough, it may even cause a vibration where a lamp in the other person's room could fall. You understand what I'm saying? So there's this same thing that goes on in the spiritual world. You see, we wonder, man, why are these women acting like this? Why do women act so crazy? Why do these women have all these barriers up, all these walls up? There's something going on in the spiritual side that everybody really can't see. We don't have the eyes to see these things that's going on with these women. You see, when you sleep with a woman, right, for the first time you break her virginity. For the first time you break her virginity, right, and you come intertwined with this woman, there's a reason why most of the time she becomes very attached to you. See, God has designed a woman to attach to that first man that she sleeps with. He designed her in that manner because a woman is a helpmate. She's supposed to help you with your aligned person that God has given you. You understand what I'm saying? So when she's intertwined with you, right? And then you say, fuck this shit, I'm out, right? And you go deal with other women, you deal with 100 other women, you divorce her, you cut it off, and whatever the case may be. She goes out with this barrier up now, with this wall. Like, bam, that shit happened to me in the past. And a lot of them do it subconsciously, like they don't even realize that they doing it. You understand? They'll probably come to a point where, yeah, I forgive them, this and this and that. But they keep it in the back in their subconscious mind. And then that spirit that they intertwined with, whoever that man is, right? They're having conflictions, right? Within themselves. The woman is, she's having confliction within herself. She gets a new man and she has this conflict with this new man because of the baggage and the barriers that you set up within this woman. A lot of women, even before they even lose their virginity, because the father wasn't in their life to give them the love and the instruction of how the world is, how men think and stuff like that, or just the presence of a father, they come with this brokenness within these new relationships. And it falls on you. And let's say you green to the game, right? And you pick her up and you deal with her. Now you deal with her baggage. Y'all break apart. Now you like, damn, like, I'm finna go fuck up some shit. You not really thinking that. You just trying to be protective of yourself because of what happened. But you don't realize the destruction that you causing. See, when you sleeping around with all these different women, even if they want to do it, even if they want to do it to themselves, you have to understand that you're causing a destruction within them and within yourself. And there's consequences in the spiritual realm for doing that. See, a lot of people say they don't believe in karma, but the thing about karma, it doesn't have to be believed in, but it's always going to believe in you. It's always going to believe in you. And whether you come to God and give forgiveness, it's up to him whether he's going to give it to you or not and relieve you of that. Because you reap what you sow. You really do. You really reap what you sow. I'm going to make a video here in the future of how I just break all of this down and make it make sense for y'all. But I just wanted to, bring this out, a heart-to-heart on video, right? I know y'all can't see me, but I just really want y'all to hear me. I really do. I really believe this is a message that a lot of you Redpill, Manoshphere guys need to hear. I'm not completely against it. I'm really not. I believe the Manoshphere and the Redpill is a good space for men to learn. I just think we need to really consider a lot of the actions and the things that a lot of y'all are teaching and putting out to these young men that's going on about in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of guys that's, struggling with porn addiction, and it's keeping them off their purpose. They dealing with all these women and they really not driven and motivated to, you know what I'm saying, go towards their goals and shit like that. You got guys out here that's just really distracted, just completely distracted. And we talk about these women, we bash these women that are whores, hoes, 304s, that fuck the whole school bus and shit. We bash these women. But how can we do that when we lay with them too? That just don't make sense. Because as you can tell, just obviously a lot of these women, they get, they feel like they get points. They feel like it's a badge of honor when you say you're gonna sleep with them. A lot of them do. Like, a lot of them think they get a badge because a man said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna lay with you," or "Oh yeah, I wanna slide in her DMs." You know what I'm saying? They really think they get points from that. Which a lot of y'all don't realize. There's so many deep things about game that y'all don't realize. It's like a lot of women really they feel like they get points when they have your attention, just your pure attention as a man. Women love to have that. They love to have your energy. So a lot of y'all have to understand that. But you know, I'm gonna make videos to make, you know, a lot of this shit make sense, and, you know, preach against, you know, sleeping around, going out, learning game to sleep with a whole bunch of women. You know, I really turned a new leaf, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for that, and I'm thankful for God for that, and I'm thankful for God for showing me the way and putting me on this journey to see that. And, you know, as I go along this journey, because I'm not perfect, you know, you'll see the changes. But I just wanted to make this video. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. I got something in my damn eye, so it's making me tear up. So I'm going to holler at y'all.